Hey guys, it's Will. I just wanted to address one specific problem that I've seen with myself and a lot of other people when it comes to jazz improvisation. And mostly I'm referring to, really challenging bebop type stuff, like faster paced and really, really good lines. The mistake that I made and it really created a lot of frustration was not really understanding that there's this missing link between practicing all the scales and fundamentals, the arpeggios and various structures, cells that you can play, and then improvising, in real time. And the missing link was kind of getting lines up to speed. So composing and getting lines up to speed under my fingers so that there's not much effort involved. So what I'm getting at is I would practice scales, modes, arpeggios, and different things. And my assumption was that all that knowledge, chord tones and things like that, triads, they would enable me to improvise on the fly, just knowing all that stuff and having practiced it. So I was doing exercises, scales up and down, with a metronome, all this really strict stuff, using rhythms from like drum books, every mode you could possibly imagine, triads in all the different inversions, 1, 2, 3, 5 pentatonic type patterns like Coltrane, ascending and descending, all with metronome, and it was like a ton of work. But when it came time to improvise over a tune, I just had a lot of difficulty. And it's really soul crushing and demoralizing. And I don't want you guys to go through that. You watch other people and you envy them and you kind of feel bad inside when you're watching, or if you watch lessons and you're not able to do. I've seen people do guitar lessons where they're demonstrating and playing a lot of stuff more so than teaching. So the goal of the teacher is to get you to play it. If they can play it, that's great. I used to watch people demonstrating something and I'd be feeling really bad because I couldn't do it and it wasn't really sinking in. And that's because you need to be able to play. So sometimes I've even seen really amazing jazz players explain that the theory kind of came after, in a sense, where they're explaining what they're doing after the fact, but they're not really explaining what they did to be able to play that. So whether you compose your own lines, which can be challenging if you don't know the language and you haven't really been exposed to jazz very much, for you to sit there and take all the triads and scales and compose something, it's going to be a challenge. So transcribing lines from other greats out there would be the way to go at first. So take a tune, might be rhythm changes, and take a 2-bar phrase, which is basically 4 chords, and break the song down into the various sections, and then learn a bunch of variations of phrases, and learn those phrases up to speed, and be able to play them and alternate between different phrases and connect them. And that's going to get you the vast majority of the way. From there, you can tweak the lines, you can create your own lines. But if you can't play, see, because these chords are changing every 2 beats or every bar so fast that it's going to be really tough to connect and create musical lines on the fly just from the basic fundamentals. So you have to take all the fundamentals, scales, modes, triads, and everything, arpeggios, create the lines, either compose them, transcribe other people's, and then get them up to speed, and then be able to play. Like if you look at a song like Giant Steps, there's this great book by Wolf Marshall. He took the tune and he broke it down into sections, and then he gave you whole tons, 40 or 50 alternate phrases that you can learn. And that's really the way that you're going to be able to do this, because these people like Coltrane, they didn't just learn little 4-note structures and connect them on the fly. They actually learned longer phrases, especially when they're difficult phrases or faster phrases. It's really going to take a lot of effort. So my cat's crying, so I gotta go figure out what he wants. So hope that helps you guys.